everyone, welcome back. This is Resourceful Marcus. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. So in this video I'm going to be talking about, just bear with me for one moment, sorry for the shakiness. I'm going to be talking about fittings to do with home commercial plumbing. So, I talk about some basic problems. So, we have threaded fittings. This is threaded, and this part is threaded. So, what happens? This is a typical problem with this stuff. I've had problems like this many times. It's very frustrating because you can't get this stuff to seal the right way. There's no perfect match with these threads. Okay, no perfect match. There's always going to be a gap where threads meet threads. Okay, there's always going to be a gap in there. And what happens, because everything is under pressure with water, different types of chemicals, okay, home, commercial, farming, agriculture, etc. So, the easiest way to get rid of this problem, to make sure you don't have leaks, is you would take some of this plumber's tape, like this. Okay, take a nice piece off. You use scissors, plumber's tape. Yeah, it's a little costly, but very effective. So, wrap that around the threads. Make sure you wrap that nicely around the threads. Alright, and then what you want to do here is, what I like to do is I'm using, this is aquarium silicone, which is a high grade silicone meant for high pressure. It works really well. You can also use marine silicone that's used for boats. Okay, anyways, what you want to do is you want to take that and you want to put a nice good bead of this silicone around and around. Keep turning it around. Probably put one here. You can either do one bead like this, then you can do another bead, go around. If you want, you can do a third bead, go around. Alright, so you got your plumber's tape and then you got your silicone on there. Either clear, you can get it in black. Some people prefer it in black silicone. Just make sure that it's a marine grade silicone, okay? It will withstand pressure and it will work outdoors very well as indoors. So once you have that on, the plumber's tape and the silicone, you're going to take that and you're going to put the threads in there. Start it off by hand, nice. What I like to do, this end here, take a pair of channel locks, hold on to that. Now, I have a flare wrench, okay? You don't have to have a flare wrench. This one is a 19 millimeter. You can just have a standard wrench. I prefer flare wrench. That's what I have on hand. Flare wrench wraps around it nicely, and you're going to want to give this several turns. Okay, hold it with a pair of channel locks. I mean, if you have a small vise like this, I got a small little work vise here I could put it in if I wanted to, but I'm comfortable doing it this way. And this is the most important part, getting this torque down the right way, getting it in there, because it's going to go down. It will basically, all these threads will bottom out into this fitting. It should bottom out. That's what you want. Okay? And as you're tightening it, that silicone, some of it is going to, what's going to happen, the silicone is filling all the gaps in the threads along with the plumber's tape. And as you're tightening this, the silicone is going to squeeze out a bit, okay? And once you get this bottomed out, going to completely bottom out. Take your finger around like this if you want to clean up the silicone a little bit, or you can use a Q-tip. I don't have a Q-tip on hand. Just take your finger, go around, clean that up. Now these fittings, you're probably going to want to let it sit 12-24 hours at least. If you're getting into bigger fittings, commercial, bigger diameter, even more high volume water, higher pressure, you're probably going to want to let it sit 24, 48, maybe even 72 hours. So 1 day, 2 days, maybe even 3 days. It's frustrating because I realize you want your stuff to work and you need it back up and going. But give it time and it should seal and you shouldn't have a problem. Alright? You should not have a problem. Okay, so that's that. Now, when it comes to getting fittings on hoses, sometimes they're stubborn. This one's not, but sometimes they are, especially with the hose, right? The hose, you could take the tubing, you could put it in some warm water. That helps loosen the tubing up a little bit to get it onto a brass fitting or plastic fitting. Okay, this one's a little bit smaller in diameter than this hose, that's why. Anyways, this one is the right size. Okay, this one's sliding on very easily, but if you find that you're having a problem getting your hose onto a fitting, easiest way, now in commercial use, you're going to want to use commercial food grade silicone, and that's what I use because I do stuff with aquariums. I use food grade silicone, food safe, food grade silicone, alright, in commercial use. Home as well, if you're using it in where it's for your kitchen sinks, etc. Now, you can also use Vaseline, a little bit of Vaseline, put it on here on the fitting, or you can use your finger or a Q-tip. Also put a little on the hose here inside. If it's a small diameter hose, it's going to be easier to use a Q-tip. Anyways, if this is stubborn to go on, it's not going to be stubborn anymore. Okay, it's not gonna affect the fitting in any way, and it's not gonna hurt your hose in any way. You don't have to put tons on there, just a light little application of it on the fitting, the hose. Put your hose on there. So there's another problem when it comes to fittings for high pressure, any type of high pressure, chemicals, water, okay? Hoses, if you're using it where you gotta have a clamp, a gear clamps, typically what I like to do, these you can use with a flathead screwdriver. I don't have the right size socket at the moment. Smaller socket. So what you want to do is slide one of these on here, if I can get it on. Bear with me. Slide your gear clamp on. Okay, slide your gear clamp onto the hose. It's being a little stubborn because I can't get it undone, so right now I'm just going to I'm being resourceful. Right now I just got a pair of channel locks, so that's what I'm doing, undo it. Okay, just got to undo it because I got to grab the wrong size socket, sorry. Right, being resourceful. Use what you have at hand. So that's going to go like that. You're going to want to run this one this way. Always double clamp your hose ends. Okay, one clamp doesn't suffice. One clamp there close to the end of the fitting in the hose. Take another gear clamp. Okay, like I said, I don't have the right size socket right now, so I'm just being resourceful and doing what I gotta do, right? You can even use a putty knife in a pinch, tighten her up. Resourceful. Typically, you're gonna want to use a good socket your ratchet, and you're going to want to really torque on those. Now, this one I put the one way like that where it tightens. As you can see how it tightens there. And then you take this gear clamp and put it the other way. Like that. So one's tightening over on that side and the other one's tightening over here like this. Okay. I apologize again, I gotta use my channel locks. Alright. That's what I have on hand right now because my socket for my ratchet is not the right size. So, one end there, the other one here. Crank that up, get it as tight as you can get it. Same with this one. Keep them close like that. What that actually works like is one nice wide clamp. Once you tighten both those up, this hose should not leak on that fitting. As long as it's snug the right way, shouldn't have a problem. Very simple. Very, very simple. I'm just trying to show you the easiest way possible to do it, and hopefully you won't have any leaks. I mean, sometimes it can happen and you gotta go back and you just gotta, you gotta work with it, right? Be patient, it will work. Especially this part here when it comes to the threads. Using the plumber's tape first. Okay, use a nice piece of plumber's tape, get that on there good. Go around with the silicone. You can do one bead, do another bead, a little past that. You can do a third bead if you want. Take this again, like I showed you. Take your standard wrench. I got a 19mm. I'm using a flare wrench. I prefer flare wrenches. They fit better around the fitting. It wraps around better. And then you can either hold it with your channel locks, or let me get this out of the way here. I got a little vise here. You want to put it in your vise, you can do it that way too. Very simple, okay? Put it in the vise like that. Snug that right down. I didn't have it snugged all the way down. Okay, anyways, you get that good and tight in there, get that snug right down, you're going to get that nice bead of silicone that's going to squeeze out. If you want it, you can take your finger, go around like this, okay, or just leave it how it is. Let that set up. Be patient. You got to be patient with this stuff, because if you're not going to be patient with it and you don't do the simple steps, you're going to have problems. Pressure, water will find any water, whatever, chemicals. These threads, like I say, threads are not a perfect match. Never. I've even learned that with vehicles. So if you do what I showed you here, I hope this video really helped you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you want to leave a comment, leave a question. This is Resourceful Marcus. I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you again for watching. See you again. Resourceful Marcus signing out.